Grief K here. Got week 15. I had to quit out last time because I just had too many distractions going on in the game. Couldn't concentrate. So this is our final replay of week 15. 9 Steelers against us at home. Still undefeated. Excuses this time. Hopefully we can stop Colin Cap. He was lighting us up last game, and that was ridiculous. Not have a fun time. Control, ball. To control time of possession. Don't want him going.
Today, from Las Vegas, Nevada, it's Week 15 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Las Vegas Raiders taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Las Vegas, Nevada. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Las Vegas Raiders. Again, everyone, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. And Charles, we look at the Raiders here entering play. They've been flawless all year long as they hit the home stretch at 13-0.
And now they just have to guard against complacency. You still got to go out and earn it every week.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Steelers, they were losers their last time out. They're going to try to get back in the win column, but obviously they're going to have to do that in a hostile environment.
And sometimes it actually works to your advantage. Now you've got to band together your team, the us against the world mentality. Let's see if they can use it and get a victory.
So out come the Steelers now for their first drive. They're led onto the field by their big mobile quarterback. He can throw it, he can run it, Colin Kaepernick.
And what I loved about meeting with him before the game was talking to a guy who takes ownership of his performance. 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions last week, but all he focused on was the loss, okay? And he did say, if I change my stats a little bit, not necessarily for me to look better, but that'll help my team.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
Yeah, he has good pass-catching abilities, and if you can take the big shots later if he occupies the territory. He's not locking in on just one target early, is he? Spreading it around a little bit as this game gets started.
Back-to-back first downs. Kaepernick hit. Fumble. He lost the football, and the Raiders have recovered. He's into the end zone. It's a fumble return for 6 and a Raider touchdown. Huge play by the defense, not only to force the fumble, obviously, but to return it for a touchdown.
And I know it's no fun for anyone who plays offense, but isn't it fun to see how a defense rallies when there's a fumble return and everyone tries to find someone to block and bring it all the way home?
I always like their celebrations because they don't get there that often.
No, they're not choreographed very well usually.
And that makes it 7-zip Vegas. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
On the return. take over first and 10. At their own.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. You know, Charles, season winding down, time to maybe look ahead to the offseason. What do you see these guys going after either in the draft or free agency?
Well, with the season that they're having, just about every position is up for grabs right now. No one is really safe, but the focal point's always the quarterback position. And he may be auditioning to try and stay with his own current team. I think he's auditioning for the rest of the league to try and find a spot because I think this team is looking for a new quarterback.
So from inside the 20, here's first and 10 at the 18. First carry for Josh Jacobs. The result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game and leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed. And they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
They got the ball in great field position after the fumble, but this defense trying to stand tall.
They certainly are, and a lot of times after you pick up a fumble or get an interception, you have momentum on your side. You got to walk through a defense and score. Not so fast, not in this case.
The ball carrier.
It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be second and goal. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on second and goal.
Up second and goal at the 6-yard line.
Now they'll throw with Carr. It is caught. Touchdown, Raiders.
Let's go.
His 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Raiders
Much better
add
start to
6
this
to their
game.
lead.
For the point answer.
Early on, they have all facets of the game working in tandem.
Yeah, you get the defensive touchdown early, give you the first score, and then your offense piggybacks on top of that and gets their own. And any coach we've ever talked to, and we've had that conversation with them prior to the game, they always say, you know, if we can score on defense or special teams, that gives us like a 95% chance of winning the game. I don't know if that number's correct, but it certainly does tend to play out that way, doesn't it?
Playing some Madden.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
Take over first and 10.
Hopefully beating this Steelers team.
Pittsburgh set to take over again on offense. They've been outplayed early, no question. Down 14-0 already as they come up first and 10. Now a pass is taken in by Smith-Schuster. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. 3 yards to gain there, second down.
Second and 7.
The numbers for Smith-Schuster in that game last week. 7 catches, 81 yards, and a touchdown.
And that gives him 9 for the season, and I've been around the game long enough to know this. 10 is the benchmark number, all right? People want to get to there because that really signifies that you've had the year that you've been looking for. It also gives you respect around the league. Oh, I came to my feet on that one. I thought he was getting close to breaking that one big, but in the end, give some credit to the defense, finding a way to get to him and forcing a third down.
And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line.
He's brought down.
Call it a 1-yard gain on the play, and it's going to yield a new set of downs. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a first and 10. Shotgun snap now for Kaepernick. Short little throw to Ebron. And he gets this one in midfield before he's brought down. The Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They've needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
And if there was a lane there, it closed up quickly as he stopped for no gain. Second down.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough and run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, and then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 33.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on, and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
Works his way inside the 30 on a pickup of 4.
Ball carrier.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally, because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. It makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation. What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
On 3rd and long, it's Kaepernick. And that will be incomplete.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. So they do get 3 points, but that's now 3 drives with only the 3 points. Not a ratio that's going to win you many ball games.
Not at all, Brandon. And think about it this way. We all know payoff is the key, right? And wouldn't we love to have the concession on every T-shirt that's been printed in football that says finish on it? Because that's the mantra everywhere. Got to be able to finish drives, put points on the board.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
On 2nd down and 4. Carr escaping the pressure right. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down.
Yeah, not much there that time, and I think we were both wondering once he got out of the box whether he just throw the ball away, and he winds up only picking up a yard or 2.
The Steelers now in the nickel here on 3rd down. Shotgun now for Carr. As he throws there, incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Calling out a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal, field goal, field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. Now Kaepernick throwing on 2nd down. Open man completes it to Smith-Schuster. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said.
Oh, he's trying for Smith-Schuster, but it's intercepted. LaMarcus Joyner with a pick. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score. So this defense doubling its pleasure there. Remember, they had the fumble return for a score earlier in the game, and now this time an interception return for another score. Carlson now to add the extra point.
And the defense is showing up this game.
It's 21-3. Ahead to a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Daniel Carlson to kick off for Las Vegas.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. He takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
And the Steelers set to take the field. Starting the drive was Snell. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
And to the 42-yard line
well
here.
so far. Got a fumble return for a touchdown.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Pittsburgh.
A run for Snell. And 3 yards there takes him to the 45.
Snell, the ball carrier.
That's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right?
Hardly
Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that field like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Snell.
Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
Kaepernick now to throw. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. A busy first quarter. His third catch of the afternoon is a first down.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
And he's taken down inside the 30. It's another first down as they look his way again, this time 19 yards.
Oh, that was a nice job there. Quarterback and receiver reading the pressure that was brought. They both knew it was going to open up the middle of the field. Nice little shake and bake at the line of scrimmage, got right into his route. And the
And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Maurice Hurst in there for the sack, and that is now 21 for him on the year. Wow, what a season. To 3 is your score after one.
Raiders 21, Steelers 3.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. From the gun, it's Kaepernick. And that's going to be
I understand. They don't ever get intentional grounding. I know they do not out of the tackle box. There's no way.
9th play of the drive now on 3rd and a country mile. Working from the gun, it's Kaepernick.
Yes, let's go on a field goal.
It's Crosby in there to get him sack number 14 for him on the year.
That's 3 sacks now, and that's not much of a surprise to me, nor should it be to you. This team, they lead the league in sacks.
Yeah, they do. This is something that we are starting to witness time and time again. The Steelers send out their punter now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. Not too shabby here. This will skip out of bounds at about the 12-yard line.
At their own 12.
Here's Las Vegas ready to take the field. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get
Two passes for 6 yards and a touchdown. I told you, bro, I hardly ran.
No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10.
At the 11-yard line.
Carr going to give it to Jacobs. Give him 4 on the ground there. They're now left with 3rd and 6.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
2 minutes gone by, 2nd quarter. Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. Flush to his right. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
Nice.
Well, instead of fourth down after the incompletion, it'll be first down, roughing the passer.
Coaches love their defenses to be aggressive, but they want them to be smart as well. Have to leave the quarterback alone at a certain point.
Running is Jacobs, and he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
On 2nd and 7, Carr eluding the pressure right. Throw right side going to be caught by Waller. He's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout. An injured player operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Now a carry for Jacobs. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2.
2nd and 2.
Carr now to throw. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep 2 eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting 2 hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit, even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
Carr with a play fake to Jacobs. Rolling to his left. Able to find Waller. That's complete. And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. 70th catch for him on the year, and like so many others, this goes for a first down. Into the red zone, it's Carr. Rolling to his right. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
On 2nd down now, it's Jacobs. And maybe Shane's in the steel curtain here as the Steeler defense drops him behind the line again. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7 as that one officially a loss of 1.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there forcing a loss on that play.
On 3rd down, Carr being chased out left. This will be caught just inside the 10. And he won't have the touchdown, but he will have the first down as he's tackled at the 2.
At the 2-yard line.
And there was absolutely zero pressure on the quarterback on that play. 3rd down, and he has all the time in the world to eventually find an open receiver for a first down pickup.
To throw his Carr. The quick slant caught. That catch good for only a couple. I know when you got a top tight end like this, you want to get him involved, but when you do, you're hoping for more than that.
You certainly are. You've got to try and get him some space where he can make a play downfield, or at least an opportunity for some rack yardage, right? That run after catch.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Carr. And this is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Henry Ruggs. His 17th touchdown now on the season. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. And he's a little bit on the shorter side as a receiver. Maybe sometimes for the defense, tough to find the little guys, right?
Yeah, sometimes they get lost in the traffic, but usually what it means is that rather than just winning with height or even speed, they use their quickness to find a way to get open.
Well, tall, short, wide, skinny, whatever. There it results in a touchdown.
Daniel Carlson to kick off for the Raiders.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson.
Roughing the passer. They had a 4th down. 3 and out.
Now a crease here as he's past the 30. Up to midfield. Look at him go inside the 30. He will take this all the way. special teams coaches, they just want to keep it away from him because that's what he can do.
And others have egos that their players can't keep up with. And they say challenge him, kick it to him. The way he runs as fast as he is, I wouldn't challenge him at all. I'd do everything possible to keep it away.
He is just a blur when he gets a full head of steam, and he got a full head of steam there. So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. This will be fielded inside the 5. And penalty markers down on the field. And they might be backing up a bit here to start the drive.
There's been a block in the back for me.
This is going to put them back in not great field position.
So they really got zero benefit at all, right? Sometimes you can absorb a penalty when you get a big return. Then the penalty brings it back, but you still have great field position. As you pointed out, not in this case.
Cameron Hayward in on the tackle. From the 22, here's 2nd and 8.
A gain of 2 brings up 2nd and 8 at the 20.
Carr. And a Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. Tim Williams gets him for a loss of 5. He is so tough to handle on the blitz, and that's Exhibit A.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things that's gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget. On 3rd and long, it's Carr. Got his connection complete to Ruggs. And he finally goes down at the 23-yard line. A big play there on the catch and run. And even 60 yards.
I can still hear it reverberate through this thick skull of mine. Crossing routes versus man-to-man coverage, it's a bad matchup for the defense. Those tend to work very well as they run away from a defender.
So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Here's Jacobs from the gun. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down.
He was taken down at the...
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
From the 22, Carr in a heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. It's Devin Bush, the linebacker, who picks it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. They'll run with Snell to begin the drive. And he'll get only a couple up to the 22.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front, because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle 3rd. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down.
3rd down and 8 yards to go.
To throw, Kaepernick. Has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
A few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Raiders will have a short field to work with as they take over. And they'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. And couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10.
35-yard line.
Here's Jacobs. And he was able to shed 1 tackle, but could not get away from there.
Jacobs went down again, bro.
Well, good field position to start the drive, but under the gun now here on 3rd and 8. From the gun, it's Carr. Flushed out right. so he just tossed it away. But that brings up fourth.
They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
31. Steelers 10.
Well, we talk a lot about explosive plays on offense. How about an explosive play on special teams? Certainly one there on the kick return for a touchdown. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now, seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
Let's see now what Colin Kaepernick has been up to so far in this game. And he has not really been able to have a lot of comfort back there in the pocket. Pressure's been coming at him a lot, hasn't it?
And they've got to figure out how to tamp down that pressure. How do they decrease it? Is it getting rid of the football quicker? You know, shorter drops? Maybe they do something different with their pass blocking and their protection schemes. Maybe you meet them on the line of scrimmage instead of retreating to try and protect your quarterback. They've got to figure something out, though, because you cannot let your guy get hit that much. Not if you intend to win.
They'd like to erase that video in those 4 sacks that they've seen so far. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. 44 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. They'll run with Snell. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. It's a gain of 22 as we tick towards the 2-minute warning.
First and goal.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Here's Kaepernick to throw. And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. Carl Nassib in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely been under constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. Now Kaepernick. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. The Raider defense strong on that one in coverage, and now it's 4th.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on 3rd down.
And Boswell's kick is good. And the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And a great return. Solid field position. He's up all the way to the 45-yard line.
At some point, we're going to get it through our heads. Special teams, special teams, special teams. The spark that often wins games.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 45. Got an open man. It's Rhodes. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Right off the bat, it's a 1st down to start the drive, 12 yards. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Here's Carr. Nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. Hunter Renfro is the man he was looking for, but it'll be second down.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
Carr again here on 2nd and 10. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. Working from the gun, it's Carr. This is caught. Watkins. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Third touchdown pass now for Derek Carr. And the Raiders add on to their lead.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. An extra point by Carlson, up and good. And a rout is on here in this first half. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The white flag coming out as they line up to kneel on it. And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. And now a timeout defensively after that first down play. So they're going to make this offense sweat out half number 1. He'll take the knee, and the final couple seconds will tick by in this first half. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game.
Okay, Brandon, time for a sprint to the finish, as it's time to get you caught up with what's happening around the NFL here in a pivotal Week 15. We'll get started out in Denver, and it's the Broncos who are out in front. Deshaun Hamilton, a touchdown reception. From there, we'll take the trip east to Wisconsin to check on the Packers at home at Lambeau. And they were losers in that game as they fall to the visiting Detroit Lions. Carry on Johnson, well over 100 yards on the ground with 3 touchdown runs. Lastly, we head to Gillette Stadium in Foxborough to check on the Patriots. And they were losers in that one to the visiting L.A. Chargers. 24-17, your final score. In our game, it's been the play of Derek Carr that's led the way. His 3 touchdown passes have his guys out in front as we hand things back over to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Pick 6.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Raiders with the lead already, and they will get the football here as the second half is now underway. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Raider offense heading out as we take a look at the playoff race in the AFC. Well, we do know, Charles, they will be in the playoffs. They currently sit at pole position number 1, but nothing's set in stone right now. They still have to earn that top spot.
And it makes me reflect back to preseason when you and I do our tours of camps. The prevailing message in each and every one of them is what? Win the division.
Win the division.
Win the division. You know you're in the playoffs. It means something. It means a home game. It means a number of other things, but winning the division is paramount. You're right. They won't step off the gas here.
On second down, Richard. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Now Carr. He'll buy some time, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. The big man, P.J. Hall, had the path to the QB there. Well, you don't usually get a sack from a nose tackle spot, but we got one there.
No, we don't, and a lot of the times in passing situations, they end up off the field anyway. So how happy was he to work his way back to the quarterback and put him on the ground? He's going to end up with a nickname after something like that, some Big Jelly or something like that.
So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. Carr gives to Richard. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Now it looks like we've got a Raider here, slow to get up. We'll take a break and get a report from Vegas after this. And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. Operating from the gun, Carr. They'll find his running back here, Richard. And they'll get him down at about the 37, well short of the first. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a fourth down.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Johnson on the return. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And that will come the offense as they take over.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And, Charles, the good news, they got the stop defensively. The bad news, this is a huge hole that they're in right now. How do they start to dig out of it?
That's a great question because we're not even going to talk about how do they win it, right? We want to see how they can kind of claw back and at least make themselves feel better about the game because this one is likely out of reach, but maybe one possession at a time. Try and play a little bit better and have some respect when you come out of the game.
Now the pass finding its way into the hands of Eric Ebron. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. Kaepernick now on first down. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
On second down, it's Snell. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold him to no gain. Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on third down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. Throwing on first down is Kaepernick. To the right side to Eric Ebron. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
33-yard line.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 20-yard line. That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first.
14. First down, Pittsburgh.
Into the red zone now. Kaepernick. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. Max Crosby. What a season he continues to have. His 15th sack of the campaign.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
On second down now, Snell, and he'll get this one down to about the 27. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on third down.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
Kaepernick now on 3rd and goal. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out high. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
Boswell's kick is good. And they're back within 3 scores as it's now a 22-point game. So his 3rd field goal of the ball game brings him a bit closer, but there's no question they need to start turning some of these 3s into 6s.
And 7s and probably even 8s. You know, as a kicker, you just head out when you're called upon, so he's done his job. It's the rest of the offense that needs to get it in gear if they want to close this gap.
At their own 27-yard line.
The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. The big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
At the 31-yard line.
Carr going to throw. And he's got the hook up to Ruggs. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 11 yards there, first down.
1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
This is Richard. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Shotgun now for Carr. That's caught by Waller out left side.
Complete to Darren.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
He's going to find and complete it to Renfro. And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Did you see that route the way that I did? I thought he was trying to get deep.
Yeah, that wasn't the first option.
No, it came off of that guy, the deep guy, and came underneath on the drag, completed it very well.
They'll run on first down. Richard. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line.
The tackle made by
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. From the gun, Carr. The open man here, Renfro. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. 50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Escaping the pressure right. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. And now that'll bring up second down.
So much for the best laid plans and best designed plays. That was good coverage along the sidelines. No place for that one to get in there. It sails incomplete.
5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. From the gun now on 3rd down, Carr. Caught outright by Renfro. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
And this one is right down Broadway. And that will extend their lead even further. So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there when we get 3 points. So I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone, get you 6?
Deontay Johnson on the return. The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. On 1st and 10, here's Kaepernick. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
1st down, Steelers.
Again, it's Kaepernick. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. It's a Pittsburgh 1st down, a gain of 13.
A gain of 13 yards. 1st down, Pittsburgh.
Again, they'll throw with Kaepernick. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another 1st down. It will.
1st down.
Kaepernick to throw again. Got an open man. It's Washington. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
Washington.
A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch. Good for 8 yards. Now Kaepernick again. It is caught at the 7-yard line. And the Steelers are going to have a 1st and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line.
1st and goal at the 7-yard line.
From the gun, it's Kaepernick. Got his man, it's caught for a Steelers touchdown. Deontay Johnson, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Steelers are able to close the gap just a bit.
A lot of people might call this backyard football. Sometimes just understanding who you've got out wide and who you're going to throw it to. Give him an opportunity to go up and make a play, even when contested. Looks like that one worked out pretty well. The trust factor, in effect.
And out a little across across the 25 to the 27. Derek Carr and the Raiders set for their next possession. And the passing game, I mean, look at the numbers. It's fallen off. When a team is struggling, sometimes you look at the quarterback. When the quarterback starts to struggle, who goes over and picks him up?
Yeah, that's always a big one, isn't it? Usually, there's a quarterback whisperer somewhere. And what I mean by that is, whether it's an assistant coach, whether it's one of his best friends on the team, someone that can get in his ear, get with him and say, all right, well, man, what do you need? What's going on here? So he's one person he can lean on. He's going to have to lean on that guy right now.
They'll keep it on the ground. Richard. He can muster only a yard there, and they'll be left with a third and very short.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Give them 12 yards that time and a Las Vegas first. This is where, fourth quarter, you got the lead, you give it to the big guy. Defensively kind of sucks the will out of them, doesn't it? Because they don't want to tackle him right now this late in the game.
But you say that with accusatory tones. I mean, but you're exactly right. I know it's not something we actually want to talk about. But as a defender, 4 quarters worth of trying to bring people down, 4 quarters worth of pounding, and now late in the game, here comes that big guy coming at you, and a lot of guys are wondering whether they want to come up and make that tackle at this stage of the game.
From midfield, here's Carr. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on third down. The Raiders on third down. They're hitting at 60%, 6 out of 10 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Able to find Water. That's complete. And he is going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. He's now just 3 yards shy of 197 yards receiving on the contest and a first down. On the ground, Richard. And he'll get a little over 2, maybe a full 3 down to the 32-yard line.
Tim Williams.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. Sliding out of the pocket. He's thrown at the 5. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Making 4 touchdown passes now for Derek Carr. And the Raiders add 6 to their lead. They had the lead in the 4th, but still passing. Finding the big target for the touchdown. Now that lead grows even more.
Everybody gets to join in the fun. It doesn't have to just be the wide receivers catching touchdown passes. The tight end doesn't just have to do just the dirty work inside. He gets a chance to get into the end zone as well.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And they open the lead up now to 25.
Daniel Carlson to kick off.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Return. The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory. But it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one. So that one a disaster. A big loss there with 2nd down coming up.
You know what the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
But you're going to tell me, good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually. But first is good acting. You want to let the defenders go past you, leak out to whichever side or even in the middle where you want to set up the screen, and then you do your blocking. How about the read, though, by the defensive guys? They weren't fooled at all and actually ran with the lineman to where the play was and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
And he will be taken down deep in Las Vegas territory. A big play there on the catch and run. 68 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Working from the gun. It's Kaepernick. And he is caught at the 7-yard line. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 7-yard line.
They run the counter. Snell. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. It'll only be a gain of a yard, and it sets up a 3rd down and 4 now.
Gain of a yard. And it's 3rd down.
Shotgun snap now for Kaepernick. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. James Washington, his 9th touchdown of the season.
Previous play is under review.
Chris Boswell on for the point after.
They had to go to the monitor, get an extra look. That's what the technology is for. And this touchdown will count. And that'll cut the lead down now to 18. So that drive spanned 5 plays. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. And the hands team for the Raiders able to secure it. The 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of an anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
It's a loss of 1. Brings up 2nd and goal at the 4-yard line.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he gets halfway home from the 4 down to the 2-yard line.
Brought down at the
2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is the time you go play action, throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
short of the goal line.
Let's give credit to the defense. They got plenty of bodies to the point of attack and stuffed the run. But I just wonder if the offensive line let down a little bit, knowing that the big guy was getting the ball, and they just expected him to pick up a first.
Able to put this one through. And that will stretch the lead up to 3 touchdowns now. It's a 21-point game. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
That'll be taken about a yard deep. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Let's see now what Colin Kaepernick has been up to so far in this game. He's been pretty good when he's had time. The issue is, as we see here, a lot of times he hasn't had the time.
And a lot of that in getting past it is attitude. How's he projecting? Is he showing that the other team is getting to him? Is he showing his guys up front that he's upset, that he's angry? Or is he still encouraging? Because those guys, they've got to find a way to pick it up, and it always happens a little bit better if they feel like their quarterback's on their side.
So far, 5 sacks against him. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Johnson. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a first down.
Pittsburgh.
To throw, it's Kaepernick. And down he goes. Brought down a Raiders sack. Malik Collins in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning. So the Steelers with the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now left side on the swing pass. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44.
I wonder what was going through his mind when he got the play call. He just got sacked on the previous play. He knows they're coming after him again. A little bit of guts to stand in there, take the hit, and successfully complete the screen pass. Really well done.
Now here's a deep shot that's complete. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Juju Smith-Schuster hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Steelers are able to cut into that deficit.
You got to understand situational football because they're playing with the lead here late in the ball game. So the back defender has got to be as deep as the deepest receiver. Keep everything in front of you, rally up and make the play.
Yeah, you would think they had the 3-score lead. Now it's down to 2, but 3-score lead here late. But they wouldn't give up a big pass play like that, but they did. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. They'll keep it on the ground. Richard. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts, and they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Carr going to look to throw. Down his man, that's Tyrell Williams. Now the Steelers going to use their third and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Call that a loss of a yard, and things get a little more difficult here, 3rd and 5. This offense has had a lot to like in this game. I don't know that last play, though, is going to make the highlight reel.
It's not going to make the highlight reel, but it will be the focus of the film session that the team has to sit through. I've sat through those before. Never any fun. You're always excited about your good plays, and they actually fast forward through those. All right, that was good. All right, great. They get to the bad ones and really illuminate them. Not cool.
And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a first down.
And his kick is indeed good. And that'll push the lead up to 17.
Makes the score Raiders 54.
So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give them confidence and let them knock it through.
Oh, a good-looking return set up here.
At their own 38-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter. Now one final throw here is incomplete, and that is how this one will come to an end. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory, and the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for Las Vegas, they move ever closer to the perfect regular season as they run things to 14-0. And they'll get to stay put for a few days as they'll host the Denver Broncos next week. Meanwhile, for the Steelers, they drop their 10th game now to fall to 4-10. And they'll get a home date next week against the Detroit Lions. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank
Alright guys, that's it for the Madden stream. Check out the playoff bracket and the stats, and I'm gonna end it. Thanks for tuning in. Denver, next game. I believe we're the home team.